Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? After the release of its trailer just a few days ago, the new Fate series, Fate Apocrypha, is confirmed to be releasing on July 1st on Japanese television and July 3rd for Netflix Japan. Now I've tried to search deep and wide to see if this will actually be coming out for Netflix outside of Japan, but I couldn't find a reliable source to confirm this, so I guess we'll just all have to wait 2 more weeks to find out for ourselves. But on to the new Fate series. So for those of you unfamiliar with the Fate series, Fate Apocrypha is a parallel world to Fate Stay Night, but with different events that change the course of history, resulting in a completely different world and characters. So for those of you still wondering if you need to have watched previous Fate series like Fate Stay Night or Fate Zero to enjoy this one, I would say no, you definitely don't have to. Now for those of us who have watched the previous Fate Stay Night or Fate Zero, you're probably wondering, is this a worthy series to the legendary? Okay, stop. This is a completely different story by a completely different writer with completely different characters. Just look at the cover. Do you see Saber or Rin? So no, of course it's not better. But is it still worth your time? Well, let's take a look at the premise. So again, it's a parallel world to Fate Stay Night, but the Grail was removed from Fuyuki after the Third Holy Grail War, which is the town that Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero held its fights in. And around the time of when the Fifth Holy Grail War was supposed to have happened, which is when Fate Stay Night was supposed to happen, the group that stole the Holy Grail, called Igmillenia, declared that they are not only in possession of the Grail now, but they are also not part of the Mages Association anymore. Now the association tried to send 50 mages to retrieve it, but they were instantly slaughtered by Lancer of Black. One remaining mage manages to activate the reserve system of the Grail and ended up summoning 14 servants in total, 7 for each side. There is a black and a red variant of each class, like Saber of Red or Saber of Black, and this marks the beginning of the Great Holy Grail War in Triphis, between the Black faction, which is the group that stole the Grail, and the Red faction, which is the Mages Association. There is also one more player in this war, whose name you'll actually recognize, and he's the one that will be representing the church, and that is Shiro Kotomine. Are you confused yet? Good, because me too. He's the master of Assassin of Red and also had a history as a servant part of the Third Holy Grail War. Let's just leave it at that for now. The Grail summons ruler to mediate this war, who is the saber-looking girl on the poster front of Fate Apocrypha, and for the main male protagonist, his name is Sieg, and he is actually a homunculi made by one of the masters in the Black faction. And the very reason he, along with 6 others, were created was to provide mana for the servants so that the masters don't have to. Basically, servants on the Black faction can spam noble phantasms without using their master's energy, giving them a huge advantage in battle. But as we all know, wars in the Fate universe aren't just won with pure raw power. You'll see Shiro Kotomine live up to his name with his devious schemes, and characters will drop like flies, just like the usual deal in a typical Fate series. But what makes this series so interesting is that the main female lead, being ruler this time, is someone sort of removed from the entire Holy Grail conflict. She is summoned not to help one side win, but to mediate the war. And she feels that she must eventually confront someone more important than her role as a mediator. And guess who that someone is? Shiro Kotomine. So how will this all play out? Hopefully we can find out when it airs on Netflix starting July 3rd, and hopefully it'll also be available for those of us not in Japan. If not, we'll just have to wait a bit longer. Anyways, what do you guys think of Fate Apocrypha so far? Is it a must watch? Not gonna watch? As usual, let me know down in the comments below. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for Tokyosaurus for the latest things people are talking about in Japan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.